It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm. On Tuesday, April 15th, 2025, it is tax day. I hope it's not a brutal day for you. But if it is, we'll make your day just a little bit better. And part of the way we're going to do that today is by welcoming in our dear, dear friend and today's special guest from Mix 102.9's all-new morning show. This is Billy the Kid. Yay!
What's up? What's up? What's up? All new forever. It's always going to be new.
All new, always and forever.
Always
new. The new Mix 102.9. I keep getting lost in all the points. Is it Mix 102.9 or Mix 102.9?
You can say Mix 102.9. That works for me.
Spoken like a non-program director.
Right? Exactly. I'm like, sure. Now, I mean, if you, as long as you're saying something, I'm cool with it at this point. Like, let's go, you know?
I feel you. Speaking of let's go, I'm going to, well, hang on. Before we get into talking a little bit more about you and what you've got going on, there was massive news recently that we have not had a chance to cover inside the Treehouse yet. And I feel like, Billy, you'll be able to offer some outstanding insights to this as well.
All
right. I'm going to share with you a piece of audio. And I want you to see if you can guess what is happening that is making this crowd so excited.
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go. What's that sound for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025? All right, I'm going to play that for you one more time. See if you can gather your guesses as to what do you think transpired to drive that crowd so crazy.
Oh,
I know. It's a tough one. Now, I want you to know that I in no way expect you to guess correctly.
okay. Good.
But I do expect you to guess.
Okay. I think it was someone flashing the crowd at a baseball game.
Okay. That is wrong. Trey?
Okay.
Tara's reaction after using you using your new hemorrhoid cream.
What?
Well, first of all, that's wrong. Second of all, that's really wrong. And third, and most importantly, you, Trey. So what happened to drive this crowd crazy? I will show you. That is a man in New Zealand successfully folding a sheet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that a fitted sheet?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, absolutely. Here, yeah.
That's a hero right there.
Watching it that last little bit. Boom. And the crowd goes wild.
He deserves all the applause for that. All of them. Good for him.
What is that though? Is that's like the death metal dap?
Yeah, he is doing sort of that Jake Paul dap thing, whatever that was called. But yeah, this is truly astonishing. A New Zealand man successfully folded a fitted sheet in front of thousands.
That's amazing. Good for him. I still don't know how to do it. I couldn't do it if you put a gun to my head right now. I'm smashing it in a ball into my closet. That's how it goes in, and I don't care.
I have watched numerous videos online on how to fold a fitted sheet. I've watched them on YouTube. I've watched them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever it's called today. I'm about halfway there on a good day.
Really?
And I still need help. I can't do it by myself. That's just ridiculous.
I'm actually impressed that you're even attempting it because I think it's witchcraft. So I don't even attempt it. I'm not even doing it. I don't even care. Half the time I'm just excited if I have clean sheets. So cool. Whatever. I'm definitely not folding them.
I feel like saying I can fold a fitted sheet is right up there with being a Chuck Norrisism.
Yep.
Like him being able to slam a revolving door. Chuck Norris could fold a fitted sheet.
Yes.
I also feel like, I don't know if what your relationship status is right now, Billy, but Trey is in a long-term relationship with his Chihuahua Daisy. And I
Cool,
don't think she's much help with doing laundry other than just, sleeping on it. But I feel very strongly that if on your dating profile on Hinge or whatever the new one is, if you put on there, I can fold a fitted sheet, I think you're going to get dates.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. It might scare me. Like, I'm single.
No. I'm not saying you're scouring and you see a woman's profile that says I can fold a fitted sheet.
Okay.
I'm saying your profile, if you're single and you're on the apps, I think on your headline, Billy or Trey, if you put on there, I can fold a fitted sheet, I think you'll be swimming in dates.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, why not put on there that I've got a McLaren and a big crank? Those aren't true either, but hey.
Put it all on there.
Like you're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
It's like two lies and a truth. Except in Trey's case, they're just all lies. 833-COOK-DFW. That's the phone number you will need to call Daniel Cook from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. The website, cookdfw.com. Daniel, the majority of the conversations you and I have been about residential services that you offer. But you guys also do commercial work.
That's absolutely correct, Dan. So we do commercial roofing, and it comes in all shapes and sizes as well. We've done application sizes all the way up to 75,000 square feet, all the way down to 1,000 square feet. But the main thing that we're really trying to do right now with business owners is give them some options other than replacement, because a lot of roofs get to that 15, 20-year-old line in the commercial industry, and a lot of business owners are thinking they're going to have to completely replace their roof, which could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so we are partnered with CertainTeed, and they are trained us on how to do a coating type of repair to these commercial roofs, and it's giving them another 10, 15 years on the original roof for a fraction of the cost. And on top of that, they get to write this off on their taxes. It's 100% writable off as a repair and a maintenance item. So it goes both ways. It helps the business owner with the repair. It helps them financially. It gives them a longevity factor on their building, that now they don't have to worry about having leaks coming inside and penny pinching repairs every 6 months for thousands of dollars.
And you guys are working on a project right now, helping out a business.
Absolutely. We're working on a very big project in McKinney. Probably when we get closer to getting it done, we're going to be putting some pictures on our website, educating some folks about it, and showing them the difference of what that looks like.
So give Daniel and his very excellent team a call today for your residential and commercial roofing needs. 833-COOK-DFW or the website, cookdfw.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. To get your free roof inspection, call 833-COOK-DFW. Why is that roof inspection so important? Because you want to see if your roof held up from the last storm and if it's going to be okay for the next one. 833-COOK-DFW for your free roof inspection, or go to the website cookdfw.com. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley. He is Trey Trenholm. And inside the Treehouse today, special guest, Billy the Kid from the all-new Mix 1029 morning show, Billy the Kid Show, in Dallas, by the way. So if you're running through the DFW, that is one of the morning shows we highly recommend right here inside the Treehouse Show.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, of course. Let me give you a little more context. Let me give you a little more of the backstory about the guy in New Zealand who folded a fitted sheet successfully in front of thousands. His name is Dan Berman. I believe I'm saying that right. He's a comedian, and he did this street stunt, folding a fitted sheet, as a way to promote his new tour titled Dan Berman Folds a Fitted Sheet on His Own. So
That's
he's got
brilliant.
this. Yeah. He's promoting his upcoming Australia and New Zealand tour. Dan Berman folds a fitted sheet on his own, which is a great way to get attention, which it worked. Thousands of people showed up to watch him do this, and now he'll be able to sell more tickets to his shows on the upcoming tour. And by the way, if you ever wanted to do any sort of a performance art, busking, or just get some attention, I don't think you will find a more supportive community than Australia and New Zealand, because this is the same place where I think they've broken world records by the most number of people playing air guitar at the same time. I think they had like a few hundred people playing AC/DC in the same park at the same time. Really, if you want community support, Australia, New Zealand is the place to go for it.
It'd be hard to get people to show up to do that here, I think. I don't know what Australia's doing, but they show love.
Yeah. I mean, you do
They
this
show
in
love.
Austin, you're just another homeless guy.
Yeah, you're just a guy that looks, yeah, or just someone who's employed and just doing it. Because at the same time, everybody looks homeless in Austin.
That is also true.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference in Austin between a homeless guy and a software developer from Dell.
I can't tell. All the same.
All right, Billy, we said we were going to talk about you a little bit today, so here's what we're going to do. My first question for you, and I don't know why it's taken me, the 20-something years that we've all known each other to ask you this question, but why are there two D's in kid in your name?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, you know what's funny is when I first got to Dallas, we didn't know my name. They were making up a name. The program director was like, well, the first suggestion was because I was an intern in Detroit where I started. So they were like calling me Billy the intern, but they're like, we don't want to call you an intern. I'm like, okay. But I was real young. So they would just call me, oh, do they have that one kid do it? The program director in Dallas goes, how about this? And the first thing he wanted to call me was Desperado.
Oh. And you are a desperado.
I freaking am, dude. I am.
You're the desperado of Dallas radio.
I immediately was like, please don't. Please.
Would that have been too close to Domino from Kiss FM though?
It would have been too close to awful. But yes. I was like, why Desperado? And he's like, I just think it sounds cool. And then, he's like, well, your real name's Billy. What about just Billy the Kid? And I was like, okay, cool. And the next thing I know, that's what it was. I didn't really have much say in it. And yeah, I don't know why. They spelled it. I never had a choice on anything because when I first got in this business, I just didn't know anything about anything. I didn't even know how to negotiate a contract. I just was like, what are you paying me again? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was stupid. So yeah, and they just had two D's in there. I don't know why.
That
Weird.
Because Kid Craddock, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
He also had two D's in Kid. So the only common thing I can come up with is that people in radio just can't spell.
Yeah, we just can't spell. We just do whatever. Or you know what? That might be, you just might have got it. Honestly, because I was on a station going against Kiss. I bet you they did it to just do like, probably just call it like, oh, just spell like Craddock spells his name. I bet you anyway. That was probably it.
And you know what's interesting? Because this will go some interesting behind the scenes radio type stuff, because you already heard a little nugget of that with Billy on how they wanted to give him like this radio name when he comes to town, right?
Yeah.
There was a great story when we were all working at CBS Radio. We were at Live 105.3 or whatever it was called at this moment in time that I'm going to tell you about. And you were doing, I think, afternoons on Hot 100.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And that's when our buddy Greg /Jake /Adam Smasher came in to do nights. And the reason why they called him Adam Smasher was because there was another guy that was supposed to be coming into the market, I think from Houston, who was already known as Adam Smasher. And what you can do is you can earmark with the rating services certain names, but it only works in one market to the other. It doesn't work across the country, right?
Yep.
So if someone's writing down in their little book, well, I listened to Adam Smasher, whoever's first in the book with it gets the credit. So our buddy Greg, I'm pretty sure his name is actually Greg because I've known him by like 5 different names in radio.
It is,
world. Yeah. They dubbed him Adam Smasher so they could block the actual Adam Smasher from Houston to come to town. And it worked.
It worked. I remember exactly when we were in the office with, I think it was me and John Cook or something.
Mhm.
And we changed a couple people's names in that business back then because we thought that Kiss was going to hire him to do nights or whatever, and we were like, just change whoever this guy is, a part timer, and they were great people, and they were just like, okay, it was like what you did in radio, but yeah, how funny is that? That's exactly we changed his name.
And poor Greg, like I mean it. I didn't know his name was Greg until like by the fourth name he used on the air because he was Adam Smasher. Then I think he was Adam Smasher. Then he went to work, I think, at the Wolf, and they made him Jake Daniels instead of Jack Daniels.
That's
And then
right.
I think he was the first Catfish from Free Beer and Catfish. I think he was Catfish number
Yes.
one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're right.
And then I knew him when he changed his name to his actual name, Greg.
And the funniest part is, I thought that was his fake name. When he started going by Greg, I'm like, that's random that he's calling himself Greg.
Yeah.
But it was his real name. Yeah, he's a great guy too. And it's funny because he's been called 50 things, and that's just the nature of this business. We changed what's his name remember Torres?
Oh yeah, Daniel Torres.
We changed his name for a little while to Tic Tac because we thought there was going to be another guy coming in named Tic Tac. So his name was Tic Tac.
Oh,
We would
forgot about
change
that.
people's names.
And sometimes you just change it because you hated them.
Oh yeah, true.
I still
Yeah.
think though. I think now that you're an adult, I think Billy the Kid obviously is what you're known by. But if I think you're ripe to switch over to Desperado.
I mean, I'm at the point where I don't care. At this point, I might go by Desperado.
I think if you make the jump over to country radio, you got your your winning.
Dude, that's it. If I go to country radio, it is freaking Desperado. That is the worst name ever. If anybody ever called me that.
At least you've already got your own theme music.
Why do I picture this like weird looking cowboy? Every time I hear Desperado, it's like
to me, you as a cowboy with a name Desperado, it's Glenn Campbell, and you've got sequins, and you light up the night.
Oh, there's only one way, and Pooh's going to be sequined as well. My producer's going to be sequined. I don't know what his name's going to be, but we're going to have to change that too.
Pooh is going to be dressed, and this is a name very few people are going to know. You just have to Google it. Little Jimmy Dickens. Yeah, just Google it, and you'll get the joke. But
Little Jimmy Dickens. I don't even have to go. I'll just say we forget the Jimmy. We'll just call him Little Dickens.
That fits.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Be sure to check us out on YouTube as well. Check out Treehouse TV. The Treehouse Show is on YouTube as well. Go directly to the page or the channel, youtube.com/@treehouseonair, or just go to YouTube and search for the Treehouse Show because Treehouse TV is on. Fun clips and such. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. Today's special guest, Billy the Kid from the all-new Mix 1029 morning show, Billy the Kid Show, with 2 Ds. We're going to jump into, because it's Tuesday and we're doing standard radio nonsense stuff in honor of you, Billy. So we're going to have Treehouse Talk Back Tuesday, because if there's one thing radio loves to do, it's give dumb names to on-air people. And if there's another thing it likes to do, it loves alliteration. So
Anything alliteration.
Treehouse Talk Back Tuesday is coming up in just a moment. Before we do that, though, they also love teases. You've been tormenting your kid quite a bit, Billy. Obviously, we've known each other for many years. I hate that I'm going to say this out loud, but we knew you before you were a dad. And the other day, you posted this great video of, I think it was first thing in the morning, you're waking up your son.
Oh, yeah.
But not doing it in a normal dad way, because you're not a normal dad. You're a radio DJ / club DJ. So what does Billy do? He sets up his entire club DJ equipment setup on his kitchen island when his son's room is just off the kitchen, right? and he hits play and starts mixing nightclub stuff that's meant for 3 a.m. raves to wake up his kid. And seriously, this is like the third time I'm going to use a sound effect, but it's worth it. Well done. That is
Thank
next
you.
level dadding right
I
there. I'm proud of
appreciate
you.
that. It was the most obnoxious EDM remix too. And the backstory about it is because I walk in there. He used to get up at like 6 in a.m. every day, no matter what, before he was a teenager. Now he's 14. He just turned 14 and he's like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. And I'm like, bro, we got to get going. He's like, yeah, no. And I was like, yeah, yes. He's like, no. I'm like, dude, okay, cool. So I mean, you can't tell in the video, but it was so loud. I had like a huge speakers. I just cranked it. And he's been trying to learn how to DJ. So he just walks out all pissed and decrepit and hits the button to stop it. And I'm just
He is
dying.
covered in his comforter. The ironic thing about this is I've seen you look like that, Billy. It was usually the morning after you DJ'd at Have a Nice Day Cafe.
100%.
And so his kid, Ryder, comes out of the bedroom covered in a comforter, looking like his dad from 20 plus years ago.
Yep.
After a whole night of DJing, and just comes in, doesn't even have to look for the button. He knows exactly where off is, slams it, and then just casually walks back into his room, slams the door.
Oh, he was so mad. He was like, Dad, can you not start my day that way? And I'm like, I will. If you don't get up the first 3 times I come in, next time it's going to be the worst remix ever. Every time it's only going to get worse. It's going to be the worst. I mean, I was air horns. It was just like the most obnoxious, awful EDM song at 8 a.m. Yeah, it was fun though. I might make that a series. I might just have to do that every week.
I think you should. It could be a morning. It could be a bit every single morning. The song that you woke up Ryder to.
Torture Tuesdays. I'll just do like a torture. We love alliteration.
It's a thing of beauty.
It is.
Speaking of alliteration in radio, Torture Tuesday, let's do a little, what did I call it? Because I've already forgotten it. Because we never do these types of things inside the Treehouse. We never have. Treehouse Talkback Tuesday, Talkback Treehouse Tuesday, Talkback Treehouse, whatever. Here's messages from listeners.
Statham ever done any accent other than how he speaks? I've never heard him do that.
See, Billy, we get the highbrow questions here inside the Treehouse. This is from JC. He's wondering about Jason Statham. Does he ever do any other accent besides his own?
Has Jason Statham ever done any accent other than how he speaks? I've never heard him do that.
I don't think he does. I've never seen a movie where Jason Statham tries to go beyond his own actual accent. And I'm okay with that. I think a lot of actors see it as a rite of passage, being able to do certain accents. Sometimes it's better off, like you said, Billy, just stay in your lane.
I kind of like when certain actors, like they only play one character no matter what their movie in. It's always them. Like I kind of think it's funny. It's kind of awesome no matter what. Like Liam Neeson, he only plays one guy. That's it. Yeah. Period.
Liam Neeson. Vince Vaughn was one of the most famous for doing that.
Yep.
The man has no range, but he has a hell of a career.
Yeah, exactly. Get it done. Do it. Hey, do what you know. Why not?
And also, why does he always say his profession in his movies? Just want to see if y'all have any thoughts on that.
This is true, by the way. This is very true. Like with Jason Statham, his most recent film, A Working Man. So that's just a generic job title for his most recent movie.
Yeah.
But if you look at Jason Statham's filmography on IMDb, it actually sounds a little bit like a resume. The Beekeeper.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Beekeeper.
The Mechanic. Spy. Parker. I think that one was his name, not the occupation, but still. Let's see what else. Transporter, of course.
That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Transporter.
And then Crank. I don't think that one's necessarily a occupation either, but it's more than action. But yeah, he does have a lot of movies that just sound a lot like a resume.
Yeah.
What in the hell is going on with you that you have given that much thought to Jason Statham?
Are you talking to me or JC, the guy that called in?
The guy who called in.
Okay, good.
I know you've seen all his movies because some of them are bad.
Shut up. I've seen Crank. Not only have I seen Crank, I've seen Crank 2.
See, you know what's funny is people make fun of me on the show all the time and actually we just did a whole event at this theater because, I'm famous for not seeing any movies. Like I haven't seen some of the biggest movies ever, and they made fun of me so hard because I'd never watched Titanic in my life, ever. And we rented a movie theater and we all watched it with a bunch of listeners and they were laughing. But then they started going through a list of things I haven't seen, and it's embarrassing. I almost feel like, and now I see people in public, they're like, dude, how did you never watch Jurassic Park? And I was like, I don't know. I just never watch movies. I never turn my TV on, never went to the movies. I'm just a weirdo.
Not to sound like everybody else, but you've never seen Jurassic Park?
Dude, there's so many movies I haven't seen. You'd be ashamed. I've never seen Star Wars. I've never seen Jurassic Park. What else people always make fun of me about? I've never seen. The only movies I think I've seen are Shawshank Redemption.
I don't know if that counts because I think everyone's seen Shawshank, not necessarily because of their own free will. It's because the remote got stuck on TBS or TNT, and it's all.
That's why I've seen it. That's exactly why I've seen it, because it comes on and I'm like, okay, I'll watch this.
So you've seen a lot of Gilmore Girls.
I've never seen Gilmore Girls. No, but I do like really girly shows. I'm not gonna lie. Like I will watch, but I grew up, all I would watch is Cops. That's all if Cops was on, Cops Marathon, I'd never change the TV.
That's just because to you, those were home movies.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Exactly.
Hey, it's Cousin Todd.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You can get more Treehouse when you subscribe to Treehouse Plus. Bonus content, subscriber-only episodes, including video, all available at patreon.com/treehouseonair. Patreon, patreon.com/treehouseonair, and subscribe to Treehouse Plus today. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. That is Billy the Kid today from the Billy the Kid Show on the all-new Mix 102.9 mornings in Dallas. We need to get back to Talkback Tuesday Treehouse, something along those
Love the
lines.
new show.
Hey guys, first time caller, long time listener. I was just listening to birthdays on the Val Kilmer Memorial, and you guys started with Amanda Bynes, and you guys haven't known what she's been up to. I recommend that you just Google and see where she's at and how she's changed her lifestyle as of recently. I think y'all will get a kick out of it.
Trey, Billy, are you caught up on the life story of Amanda Bynes?
I know a little bit about it. The last time I saw, I think she was real bad off, and she got like face tattoos, and she was like in bad shape. Then she was like healthy again, I think.
Yeah.
And then, but that's where I think the last time I found her, she was kind of in that world. But is she bad again?
I don't think so. I think it's all about perspective. Amanda Bynes, the child star, once one of Nickelodeon's flagship faces in shows like All That and The Amanda Show. She had a promising career as a movie star, appearing in teen flicks like She's the Man. She was also, I think, the last movie she was in of note, or maybe just the last movie she was in, period, was opposite Emma Stone in Easy A. Which that was actually that was a good movie. That was really good. And then things got bad for her. And
really bad.
That's putting it mildly. She retired from acting in 2010. Personal difficulties from 2013 to 2022. She was under a conservatorship. So I think she was under a conservatorship before Britney was.
Yeah,
so she was a trailblazer there.
Yeah, she was.
And then she got out of the conservatorship in 2022. She was back on her feet on her own, but definitely looking a bit different. So I'm going to see if I can pull this up and show you guys.
Yeah, you wouldn't even recognize her if from like her teen movies. Oh, different person.
Yeah, very much. She looks like her face has turned to rubber.
Yeah. Yeah.
See that
That's
there?
so wild.
So on the far left was Nickelodeon Amanda Bynes. The middle is like, movies Amanda Bynes. And the far right is 2024 Amanda Bynes with the heart-shaped cheek tattoo, the nose ring, the puffed up lips, the filled up cheeks, looking like kind of a spare tire has been lodged
Yeah.
in her face. And she's an esthetician, I believe.
That's a
She-
far better picture of her than the one was posted a couple days ago.
Oh, really?
Actually, you're right. That's probably the best one I've seen of her.
Yeah.
Like, you get the point, but it looks flat, somewhat flattering, believe it or not.
She's not aging well for 38.
Dude, she's been, I think, like, it's like Britney. Britney Spears has her issues, but her face does not look the same. It's
Mm-mm.
not the same face.
It does make you think. It's like, okay, it's sort of like chicken versus, which came first, chicken or the egg?
Yep.
Which came first, the crazy or the Hollywood version of crazy? Like Hollywood just brings it out of some people. Like if they never got famous, how different would their lives be? Would they just be more normal, or would they still be this jacked
Well, I
up?
mean, for some reason it kind of, you just don't hear about it as much anymore, but it seems, Hollywood child actors still don't seem to fare well in adulthood.
No. I mean, how could you look at, like, Justin Bieber's going through a bunch of issues right now. And I've been around that guy enough, even behind the scenes, to know you can't be normal when you're going around the world at 15, 14, 15. You're a multimillionaire. Nobody tells you no. Everybody's scared to say no because you'll get fired. I mean, you're never going to grow up normal. You're not. I mean, you might be somewhat okay, but you're never going to be like, just, oh yeah, everything's fine. No, you're changed forever. Forever.
Yeah, there is no going back.
No.
And for Amanda Bynes, like, she's trying to live a quote unquote normal life now because she just does nails. She does nails, works in a nail salon, or whatever. So
Yeah, right. Now, there's no, once you've been to a Diddy party in Hollywood, life is never going to be the same. That's all there is to it. Which I've been to one, but I left.
Why does he always?
Whoa, you've been to a Diddy party?
Yeah, I have.
Is that why we always have to wipe down the furniture when you leave?
Hide the baby oil. No, I went to one. I went to actually, when I was in New York, working in New York, we went out one time. All of us went to a club. Then I went to his place in the Hamptons for a big party one time, and it got weird. When I say weird, it got a little uncomfortable. It was like a daytime party, but I'll never forget that the whole backyard was one big bed. Like the backyard was like king size beds put together, like a ton of. I mean, there must have been 20 king size beds, and with like white linen. And I was like, that's a weird aesthetic, but whatever, cool. And then like there was kids playing. Everybody was there in the day, and then he basically at night he would get on the microphone and be like, I mean, in front of everyone, cameras rolling and everything. It's not a secret. He'd be like, all right, kids, y'all gotta go. Things are about to get weird. I'm like, well, technically, I'm a kid. This is where I'm gonna make my exit.
And you weren't curious. You didn't stay for like 5-10 minutes after the party turned over.
No, I did. I mean, I would stay and I wouldn't run out, but nothing that I saw was weird. I mean, as far as you would see things, people getting like sexual, but not like over the top. It was definitely a lot of women around.
Yeah.
But back then, I didn't look back and go, oh, you go to a party like that with those kind of people, there was always some kind of crazy like women and drugs and whatever that would be around. But I heard it got really bizarre. But I was more scared of the drugs because I'm like, I don't want to be around this because I never did that kind of stuff. But I didn't know what was going on like that.
Trey, you ever notice how, and I love this about Billy, but you ever notice how he can name drop or story drop on you, but it still feels like I'm glad I get to hear about it because it's coming from my friend Billy. Yeah. Like it's not, he doesn't do it in a bragging way.
No,
he's like, I went to a Diddy party once, as opposed to, I went to a Diddy party once.
Well, I don't know. Does anyone brag about a Diddy party these days? Really?
Not
No.
anymore. No, definitely not.
No, actually, I should have said I didn't go. I've never been, but the truth is, I think it's kind of weird that I have been, and I didn't see anything weird. And I was like, man, I've been around Diddy a couple times. He didn't even try to diddle me. I was somewhat offended because I heard all these people, and I was like, what happened? But I never noticed anything too weird besides just normal Hollywood weirdness. But I mean that. By the way, I don't take it like personal, like he wanted to hang on me. I was the music director of Z100.
Yeah.
That's why I look at it as like I'm not special. It would have been anyone in that position. He would have been like trying to smooze,
Right.
So whatever.
Dan, do you ever have Tara put on a Diddy mask and pretend that you're at a Diddy party?
Every Friday night. Makes me feel special. And that also means that's one party I get to say Billy didn't go to that I did.
True.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
It is time to advertise here inside the Treehouse. Sponsorship opportunities are available. If you're interested, just shoot us an email, treehouseonair@gmail.com. That's treehouseonair@gmail.com to advertise right here inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley. He's Trey Trenholm. Today's guest, Billy the Kid from the Billy the Kid Show on the all-new Mix 102.9 mornings in DF Dub. You know what? Let's change it up just a little bit. Today is Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Let's celebrate with some birthdays. From Game of Thrones, she famously played Arya Stark. Maisie Williams is 28 today. Maisie Williams, 28 today. Billy, were you a Game of Thrones watcher?
You know me, I'm so bad about this. I've never seen one episode.
That's okay. I mean, that's kind of expected now that we know you've never seen Jurassic Park, you haven't seen any Star Wars movies.
No.
I'm surprised you can even function as a radio person, not being able to pull from those pop culture references.
Sometimes I can because I just have heard them so much. I know where they're from, but I've never seen the movie.
Yeah. So if you're listening to Trey and Trey's talking about a woman who looks a little off kilter and he says, "Let the crazy flow through you," that's a Star Wars reference.
I've heard that. So I would know that it's from Star Wars, but I wouldn't be able to tell you details. Never. If it wasn't on Cops, I don't know what happened.
Which let the crazy flow through you might have been on Cops.
Okay, yeah, that's true in a different light. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that does apply on
when you tase someone, possibly like a meth head or something. Yeah.
Maisie Williams turns 28 today. Emma Watson, most famous from her role in the Harry Potter movies. She's 35 today. She was also Belle in the live-action Beauty and the Beast, one of the Disney live-action remakes that did really, really well and seemed to be pretty well received. We've been slamming on the Snow White movie recently because it's just easy pickings, and well, her movie was much better than the Snow White thing that they did recently. I'm assuming you haven't seen that, Bill.
No, but I heard it was so bad. Like, people were calling the show going, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life." And I was like, "Is that bad? How do you mess that up? Isn't that an iconic story? That's pretty easy to..."
It's supposed to be, but they somehow found a way. I believe at this point it may have a worse Rotten Tomatoes score than Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh, wow. I do remember that movie. Now, I do remember how bad everyone talked about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was Tom Green?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Seth Rogen turns 43 today. Speaking of Disney remakes, he is Pumbaa in the Lion King remake and tragedy. That was the Mufasa movie. He's also Mantis in the Kung Fu Panda movies. Mm-hmm. Luke Evans, who also was in the Beauty and the Beast remake, he played Gaston. He is 46. He's also Bard the Bowman in the Hobbit movies, Dracula in Dracula Untold, and he's also Owen Shaw in the Fast and Furious movies. Country superstar Chris Stapleton is 47. From Radiohead, Trey's favorite band of all time, Ed O'Brien, is 57.
Billy, what's your take on Radiohead?
Because either you love or you hate them. I'm not the biggest Radiohead fan. I have so many friends who are just diehard Radiohead fans, and I'm just like, I don't get it.
Well,
we're all pretty much the same there. Although
Okay.
Trey, I think physically hates them.
Physically.
I think they suck, but part of that is I hate Radiohead fans because they're always think they're just musical purists, and they have, they want to lecture you, go on a 20-minute diatribe on how you don't get the brilliance of Radiohead.
Okay. Question. What's worse in your mind? Radiohead fans, Philadelphia Eagles fans, or vegans?
Ooh. Curveball at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna go with Philly first, Eagles fans first. Then 2, I'm going Radiohead, and then vegans. No, I'm switching that. Vegans second, then Radiohead, because vegans just don't stop talking about being vegans. You're right.
Radiohead fans are worse because even Philly at least has won something. So,
That's true. Vegans have yet to win anything.
Yeah, and nor has Radiohead.
Which one of those would you not want to be stuck on a trapped elevator with?
Oh gosh.
There's 4 of you, right? There's 4 of you. Billy, you're in an elevator. You've got you got a Radiohead fan, a Philadelphia Eagle fan, or a vegan. Trey, same question, but you take the place of Billy. You're on a trapped elevator with a Philadelphia Eagle fan, a Radiohead fan, or a vegan. Who do you not want to be in that trapped elevator with the most?
A Radiohead fan.
Yeah, Radiohead. I want to be with the Philly fan because they probably have booze. I'm gonna be with. I mean, at least I could maybe steal some or borrow some, but Radiohead fan, I couldn't know because they'll have their phone with them and they'll start playing it.
Yeah,
that's it.
A vegan's just going to whine. A Philly fan at this point, I'll ask them, "Hey, what's it like to be a fan of a championship team?"
Yeah, but the vegans are just going to fall asleep because they're weak and feeble with no protein, so they'll just pass out.
That's who I'm going with because they'll be quietest.
Yeah, they'll be quiet. They're tired.
Radiohead and if I get really hungry, the irony of eating a vegan, I think would be fantastic.
Yeah, Radiohead fans will tell you about the elevator music and why it should be Radiohead and why they're the greatest band ever.
You keep the Philly guy in there because they're going to end up killing one of them anyway, So then you don't have to do the dirty work. You're good.
I feel like we've solved so many problems today. Good for us.
There we are.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
For all things Treehouse, check out treehouseonair.com. What can you get on the website? You get past shows, links, contact info, and more, including earlier today, you may have heard us do the Treehouse Talkback. You can leave us a message on the website. Go to treehouseonair.com, click on the microphone on the lower right-hand corner, and leave us a talkback message that we may share on the show. So check out the website, treehouseonair.com. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. Billy the Kid in the Treehouse today from Billy the Kid Show on the all-new Mix 102.9 mornings in Dallas-Fort Worth. What is the coolest vehicle you can get a DUI on? What is the coolest vehicle? Because let's be honest, getting arrested for DUI and drinking and driving all together, bad. Now that I've laid out the disclaimer, if you do get one, what would be the coolest vehicle to get a DUI on?
Well, the riding lawnmower's played out. Been there, done that. Everybody's done it. It's, we all had a DUI and a lawnmower. Gosh. I'm thinking 2025, thinking next level. It's got to be some kind of weird, like maybe automated AI.
Did you see that new AI horse-like?
Yes, I want one.
You want one?
Yes.
So instead of being in some sort of AI drone type deal, instead they've taken like the Boston Dynamics robo dog looking thing, and
Yep.
they've turned it into sort of a horse like thing that you ride as a person. It basically looks like an AI tauntaun from Star Wars. I don't know if you'll get that, Billy, because you don't watch Star Wars. Trey will get it.
Right.
But it just looks like it's a machine that some idiot human's going to inevitably fall off of. But
Oh, for sure it would kill me, but it would be so fun in the meantime. So fun.
I think the most 2025 thing would be to get a DUI in a self-driving car.
I was just about to say a Waymo or something like that, or a driverless car, possibly. Like, how does that even happen? But yeah, it'd be something weird. Remote control. I don't know. Who knows?
I think that may be the best answer. But this guy's taking a run at it. An Iowa City man was arrested after drunk driving an excavator.
Oh, badass.
So he took the DUI on a riding lawnmower and sent it up into 2025 territory.
That's good. That's a good one. Now, like, can you tear stuff down with that? Was he like tearing stuff down, or was he just...
An Iowa City man was arrested after allegedly driving an excavator while intoxicated with a blood alcohol content nearly 3 times the legal limit. Dustin Snyder, who is 40, is charged with a second offense, operating while intoxicated and driving with a suspended license. Officers responded to the scene just before 3 p.m. on a Saturday. So he's a day drinking on a Saturday. Police said he smelled of alcohol, had bloodshot and watery eyes, slurred his speech, and was unable to keep his balance. Although, if we're being fair, that also just sounds like a morning radio person sober.
Yeah, that's me right now.
Mm-hmm. Court documents state he admitted to buying and drinking alcohol. A breath test later showed BAC at 0.222. Court records say he was released and is required to complete substance abuse evaluation within 30 days. Let's see. I'm trying to find where we get more details on this actual arrest. No. That's all we have.
Well, I mean, right away when you said his name, some is about to go down. I've never met a Dusty who's sober. Never.
That's true.
I had a friend in second grade whose name was Dusty, and
hammered, right?
And
he was an alcoholic.
Your theory holds up. Yeah.
Because you're talking about Saturday day drinking. I think this started Friday night.
That's it. It went over. This is a carryover. It's too many natty lights. It's like, 100%.
Yeah. When the day ends with you being pulled over for a DUI on an excavator, you didn't start with a Bloody Mary at breakfast.
No,
you're right, Ray. That started at happy hour the day before. 24 hours before is when you started.
This is as the recovering alcoholic. This is, you woke up the next morning. You don't remember where you left your car. What do you got the keys to? The excavator. Let's go take that for a spin.
There's no way you were just drinking. That's Bush Light and bath bombs right there. That's what that is.
Yes. That was a beer and a shot special at Happy.
Yes, that's some bath salts, right?
Well, I got keys. Let me see what it goes to. Boop, boop. Hey, I got an excavator. This is great.
Let's go.
For all things Treehouse, go to the website, treehouseonair.com. Be sure and find and follow us on social media. For the show, it's at Treehouse On Air. For me, it's at Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1. For Billy the Kid, what are your socials, bud?
Hit me up at Billy on the radio. I'm pretty much all of them. At Billy on the radio.
There you go. At Billy on the radio. And, of course, Morning Drive, Billy the Kid Show on the all-new, always new, Mix 102.9 mornings, Dallas, Fort Worth. We'll see you next time right here inside the Treehouse.